What if a group of people, a culture, was able to form their own nation? That's what we're gonna find out today at the start here, and basically if you have a culture, you got your own country, which means the world's much more divided than usual. This must have taken this modder so long to make, I can't even imagine how annoying this is. So this is the cultural map mode, all the groups of people, and here's the political map mode. So we gotta try this out. Certain places, like for example Ming in East Asia, are gonna start off divided, but we all knew they were eventually gonna just devolve into this anyways. This actually might be better for them. They might be able to unify quicker. But then of course, there are certain countries that are gonna have much better starts than normal, or a little bit of a better start than normal. So safe to say, we should see kind of a weird game here. There's gonna be no Holy Roman Empire, so I'm gonna imagine that most of these places here in Germany are probably gonna get crushed, although who knows? I mean, some of them are looking pretty thick. I just love that we're starting off with the formed Netherlands. Hopefully they can get out and colonize, because I'm excited to see how spicy it gets. I'm not sure how the English are gonna do here either. I mean, of course they're gonna be the most powerful, but they've got a lot of things to face, and a lot of different enemies. I think we're starting this game off also with a couple formable nations, because, I mean, you just need as many places as possible just to handle some of this stuff. I'm thinking the Ottomans might struggle, because this is a big sexy Greece. I'm really loving this Greece. We might have lost Byzantium, but this might make up for it. So right here at the start, looks like the Japanese islands might be divided for a while. And then of course this side is already attacking Korea, unfortunately. Also, lots of wars happening here, so not a whole lot's changed. Wow, thank you so much, Serbia. Thank you for making me look like an idiot. Greece got taken out pretty much immediately. Awesome, guys. Iberia is gonna be very interesting. So obviously Castile's got a lot to deal with. They're sandwiched in here, and they don't really have very many coastal provinces. Granada, Catalonia, just everyone, even this French nation trying to take stuff. Kiev's starting off pretty well, and Lithuania wants to blob out again. They're not used to starting in this weird small position in EU4, but they're looking to change that. Oh, also there's a little tiny Prussia here. Okay, who knows? That AI does pretty good. Maybe they can come back. Obviously, we're not starting off with any personal unions, so Denmark doesn't have control over Norway or Sweden. They are friends with Finland though, and they've got a lot of interesting alliances actually. The Philippines, I think, have a good chance of doing pretty well here. They've got a lot of their islands already. They can continue to colonize, and there's not much of a threat over this way. They might have their best game yet. Same for Madagascar. Because this island is already unified, they're attacking mainland Africa, and I don't know. I mean, who's gonna stop them? Castile somehow found a way to still colonize, even though they're in a really tough spot in their peninsula. They've got La Plata and Brazil, and there's some other people coming actually. Like Provence, that is a new one. I don't think we've ever seen Provence colonize. That is a first. Oh, but there is also Granada, which is, you know, not super crazy, and Catalonia. That is also interesting. This is a big sexy quiche right here. I didn't even check if like the cultures affected Native Americans. I think it did. So this is why Provence is doing so well. Interesting to see both nations colonized from inside the Mediterranean. Not super normal. Has Aragon always been here? Wow, all right. You guys stood no chance. Come on now, one day can we have someone else form this nation? Well, at least you guys got to escape to Iceland. We'll see if someone else takes that from you. It's probably likely. And the Ottomans are on track to have pretty much a normal game. They are doing their thing. Serbia got pushed back. Naples is looking all right, but obviously, who knows for how long. Syria just grabbed a huge chunk of the Middle East, and Persia and Afghanistan still doing well, and there's lots of things that still need to happen in the Indian subcontinent. Yeah, there they go. So the Philippines already kind of doing some stuff. They're taking certain places out. I want to see if can they colonize Australia? That'd be great. And the Japanese are unified. Korea, unfortunately, still has some problems, though. They got to face these guys now, which they're looking pretty tough. So this is officially gonna be a weird game, because this will be the first time we've seen multiple colonies gain their independence this early on. And it's because of a failed Castile, I'm assuming. Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and La Plata. 4 places. Will they be able to support themselves without their European homie? Castile's pretty much gone. They're gonna be eliminated from the map. I'm loving this Provence. They're doing great things. And then Granada, I think, formed these guys. Don't do that to me, Switzerland. Don't you dare give me hope. I've got so much hope right now. France isn't very powerful, and I don't know what kind of friends you have. Please continue to succeed. Naples is now pretty much gone. We'll see if Tuscany can possibly form Italy. I don't know. Austria back to doing their things. They're looking real blobby. Sweden has eaten Norway, and I have never seen this country before. Is this a formidable nation or something? I don't know. Now, there is going to be a couple other Europeans still in the Western Hemisphere, but as I said, there's going to be a lot of independent nations, and I think that is going to cause them a little bit of trouble, especially if they have to face Europeans this early on as they're continuing to grow. Oh, and that's kind of cool. They're all pretty much friends, so that might help a lot in their own specific continents. Mysore has officially taken over in southern India. Okay, let's hope they get that checked. I'm liking a lot of these places in this part of the world, but we'll see if they can hold on to it, especially as the Europeans arrive, because they are starting to arrive. And same thing in the Americas. So now the British are probably gonna give Canada a lot of trouble, Newfoundland and 13 colonies. Oh, Miami, that's a pretty good native. They're looking all right. We're about to see a big, sexy Colombia that was originally formed by Grenada, I believe. Also, Brazil is struggling. Look at these natives. They're doing real good. Oh yeah, so I was kind of right. The Europeans are giving them trouble with these guys and over here, Provence. I love that Provence is doing stuff. So they're the ones that took out the Inca. Portugal is of course fine, and they have formed California. There's also French Columbia and Cascadia. So lots of things still happening in the West Coast. Switzerland, you are getting me too excited. I'm getting real hot and bothered. Please finish what you started. Bengal is now gonna be the new China, even though there is still Jin and Wu. Aren't they from like the Three Kingdoms period? Am I getting that right? Korea didn't fall to their northern neighbors. It is going to be to Japan, and the Russians clearly have formed, but I don't know. This is a very weird Russia. Japanese East Siberia kind of cutting them off, as well as, yeah, there's a couple of places they still got to get rid of. Not even gonna attempt to pronounce this, but this country started off as a very tiny place in this mountain range, so it's amazing to see they went this far. I think I'm gonna cry. I don't know if I can handle myself right now. It is so beautiful. I've never seen the Swiss do this by themselves in any game, but I've asked for it since the beginning of time. They're gonna have to be really careful though, because they got some scary neighbors in Europe. So, I mean, obviously the Ottomans, but there's Prussia still doing stuff. Scandinavia formed. Obviously the Austrians looking good. Portugal's gone, so there goes probably all their colonies. They probably gained independence as well. Yep, another reconquista. La Plata and Colombia. Those are the two places that are pretty large in South America. And this native. How is this native still around? What is happening? And it looks really good too. Mexico is just diving into the heart of North America as Canada ended up taking out a lot of those British colonies. So clearly Britain had something really horrible happen to it, because there's no way this place should have gotten their territory. Wow. All right, I'm impressed. You guys actually got here. I thought it'd be the Philippines, but this is just as good. And you got an independent Australia to your south. Oh, and also an Indian Australian continent. So they're gonna still have some problems, but I like this. A lot of sores, I guess, running around. There's actually not a whole lot of Europeans at all in this part of the world, which is a little surprising. Maybe that's why the Indians were able to do so well. And they're just kind of chilling. Even though they've got some scary northern neighbors, they're doing all right. Oh, I should have known not to get my hopes up. They're falling. They're falling. But we did briefly have a revolutionary Switzerland. Never thought I'd see that, as this German nation doing just so well. Russia was like here for a second, and now they're just about to dip. They're just about to head out. Colombia has gotten their independence from Grenada. I'm just gonna continue to call them Grenada. The natives are still here, and there's obviously gonna be a battle on this continent between these two. Oh, and there's also Miami that is still holding on. They were like real jammed in here. Somehow they got all of Florida. We've got a tiny independent California that'll probably get taken out in the crossfire, because clearly Canada and Mexico, they about to go at it. The Dutch were taken out centuries ago back in Europe, but they've been hiding out in Hawaii for a very long time. The Netherlands will survive. What? Oh man, now I'm mad. How did the Ottomans just take? It's so weird. Whatever's going on in Australia is strange. We've seen people just come out of nowhere and take this whole region over. Well, at least both these countries still survive. I really like it. They probably kind of cannibalized each other, to be honest. If one just took over the other, they might have had a better chance. Bengal really is the new China, and unfortunately, the Sore of India, my Sore, is, well, I mean, they're alive, but they're just not as great as they once were. Persia has outshined the Ottomans by quite a bit. They are looking like they could possibly win this game. Also, there's Yarkand. The Japanese didn't do as much as they probably needed to. They need to take out like all this. Songhai looking pretty nice, but Madagascar is maybe the MVP of this continent. Oh, also, there's Persian South Africa. I love that. So, yeah, is that Venice too? When was Venice around? I thought Venice got taken out early. Okay, so people were clearly hiding on islands and then just retaking stuff. All right, but as I said, Madagascar, MVP. It was the first time that continent had started off so unified. Clearly, they're pretty powerful. I mean, they can be, at least. They took all this stuff. It is now pretty much between Mexico and Canada, even though Cascadia has their independence. They're not gonna do nothing. And Colombia has taken all of South America. This region has just collapsed so many times in EU4. I don't know what's going on. At least Gascony's still here. But yeah, even though my lovely, and Normandy, even my lovely Swiss nation has been destroyed, we do have a beautiful formed Germany, which which we don't see very often. And these guys are still chilling in Iberia. Really surprised they didn't end up taking out like Morocco, Tunis, or the Mamluks. The Mamluks didn't colonize, by the way. That's really shocking. So at the end, culture doesn't really change all that much. I guess it could have, but then horrible things have to happen. I guess this is probably a little bit more interesting to look at all the Mexican, English. North America is basically just Mexican, a little bit of Portuguese, and as expected, some of this stuff. Top 8, Songhai, Canada, and the Ottomans. Okay. Colombia, Bengal, Mexico, and Persia, which I actually thought Persia might have won it, but I guess not. And of course, number 1, Germany. I mean, they were pretty far out ahead. That was a pretty big, beautiful Germany, and I don't really know who could stop them at this point. Man, the British didn't even make it into the top 8. But the winning culture came from like this area, I guess. I guess they should have known Germany was going to win. Just don't get any ideas, guys, okay? I just wanted to stress that. Please just don't repeat any past mistakes. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Big thanks to ElphieC, Eijah Senpai, Ruserification, SwissAargau, Maxy G, Bonny Famme, Furry Cruz, MisterPERKELE, CooterDonkey, BradenH, Alfonso M6, Millatime, Mega Fatboy 2.0, The Hentai Lover, Sleeper56, BirthdayDaddy, BallinLikeStalin, lolknight, Thank you.